journey started 3 years ago when Samurai broke all the rules. They created a 10-year battery life on a smoke detector. They created a smoke detector that looks different, that acts different, and absolutely works differently. This is a smoke detector that can go on the wall or the ceiling. It's a smoke detector that has more accuracy because of advanced photoelectric sensor technology. Oh boy, they are expensive. If you go to the store and try and find this type of technology, you can walk away spending hundreds of dollars. 4 years ago, I remember it was a Monday night, Samurai launched this and they said, listen, we're doing 2 for $60, $30 each. Lowest price, best value on this technology, we believe in America today. Well, over 500,000 have been sold since then. Massively rated customer pick product. I have them throughout my house. If you have smoke detectors that are more than 10 years old, we've got to upgrade them. If you have a smoke detector that you know, and don't be embarrassed, I was the same, that has not got a battery in it, because that night it started to beep, it was going to wake up the kids, you got up on the step stool, you stood up on the chair, you're poking at it, you're shoving at it, you're trying to get the battery out of it. No more 10-year battery life. No more of those false alarms. Oh my gosh, every time you cook something, every time you have a steamy shower, beep, 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 the smoke detector goes off. For the first time ever, it is a Today Special, and it is the only time it's a Today Special in 2024. Here's why a record number have been sold, with 3,000 now gone. 1 is $30. 2 is $60, 3 is $90. So a 3-pack is $90. We're doing 3 for $49.99, which is the most amazing, extraordinary, exciting offer that gives us a nudge in the right direction to finally upgrade and protect ourselves and our loved ones. There's nothing more valuable than our loved family members, our furry friends. Too many fatalities and too many fires happen up and down this country every single day. We have to make sure we have up-to-the-minute technology. I'm proud to be able to present this to you. I know the team from Samurai are here tonight in Green Room 6. I want to introduce you to the voice of Samurai, Mr. Joe Harrison. Joe, this is a couple years in the making. There is no better technology that HSN has than the Samurai, and today's price is crazy.
It's fantastic price. I mean, it's one of those no-brainers where I'm spending so much money just putting batteries in there because I've got this old technology, and if this is what yours looks like, first off, you need to replace these every 10 years. It's not Adam and I saying that, that's U.S. Fire Administration. FEMA says you gotta replace these because they start to lose their efficiency. So if you're looking around thinking, man, when's the last time I replaced that smoke detector? This is the time to do it. And they also recommend you put every smoke detector in every bedroom of the house. If you don't have that, this is your time with such a big bundle to be able to protect every bedroom. But you also need to have one in every major living space throughout the house as well, and also every major hallway throughout the house. So this is that chance to really protect your entire house. Because if you just have one of these and you're using that 1970s technology, it's not good enough. You want to make sure you have the latest generation. This is how easy it is to add that technology to your house. It's a sticker from 3M that you put on the backside. You press it up against the wall, any flat surface, not a textured wall, 12 inches from the ceiling. Hold it there for 30 seconds, and when that smoke, that fire happens, the smoke detector is going to go off. If you're mounting it on the ceiling, same thing. Just hold it there for 30 seconds. If you don't want to use the tape, we also include screws with it as well. So screws or the tape, and that will mount it. And then Adam, unlike this guy that always goes off in the middle of the night, when you hear this sound, 80, 85 decibel sound, that's a true alert. That is smoke, that is fire, that is something in your house that is a safety hazard. It is not one of those things where it's just a hot shower and you're blowing air against it to cool it off. When you hear that loud 85 decibel, everybody in the entire house, Adam, is going to hear it and know something is going on, and it's going to give you that first warning, time to get out of the house.
It's peace of mind because you know that you're being protected more. Obviously, everything improves. Our phones get smarter, our TVs get slimmer, and smoke detectors have changed. They don't all look like this. The reason why most people end up buying these types of smoke detectors is because when you go to the store and you look for these types, they're too expensive. Because if they're $100 each, of course, you would go for these, which are a quarter of the price. We're so thrilled to be able to bring you the up-to-the-minute technology at a price that is phenomenal. So tonight, when we launched it, we knew there would be a huge reaction, and the reaction has far outpaced our expectations. We are live right now at 1:05 in the morning. I can only imagine with 3,000 sold that come the morning hours when we get out of bed, there'll be 7,000 or 8,000 sold. Folks, there is no other Today Special. This is the only one of the year. The value is so extraordinary that I think everybody's responding. Those of us that already have Samurai smoke detectors like me are maybe adding a few more at home to protect every bedroom, every guest room, the living room, the family room. Or maybe you're looking at these for the very first time. Joe, with a lot of smoke detectors, you just leave them there. People paint over them. They're old. They're not as effective as they used to be. There's almost an expiration date on them.
There 100% is. It's at that 10-year mark, they've lost their efficiency because that sensor in there starts to collect the dust, the dander, the debris, and it doesn't work after 10 years. So, you know, why take the risk knowing how old that smoke detector is when for such a low cost you can get a smoke detector that already has a battery built into it. Not one that you have to change, but that battery's already there. You pull that little plastic tab, that starts day one.
Yes.
And then there's even a sticker on the back side. You can put the year that you install it on, because 10 years, 2, 3, 4 years down from now, you're gonna stop remembering when you installed it, but then you go back there and you're like, oh yeah, I installed that in 2024. And then when 2034 comes around, that's when you're like, oh yeah, I need to replace those smoke detectors. And this is the great thing about having something so small, so compact, you don't even know it's there. Compared to the bigger ones where you always see it, kind of looks like an eyesore. This one, it's really just a couple inches tall, but it gives you the opportunity to put it in every bedroom of the house. Gives you the opportunity to put it down into the basement, down into the garage, in those places that you don't expect a fire, but you hear the bad stories about it. Because for me, I can never have enough protection. My house is only a few years old, but the thing about it is we have the bigger ones. But for me, Adam, I wanted to put the smaller ones from Samurai in there because I know it's a better sensor. When you built our house, a lot of times they put builder grade quality in there. You can't trust it. For me, I want to know, I want to protect my family, and how simple it is, just 12 inches from the ceiling. That's all you have to mount it. But I'm getting that latest generation that I know when I hear that alarm, that is a true alert that's in the house. Now, we showed you mounting it on the wall. You can also mount it on the ceiling, as long as it's not a textured wall. So no popcorn ceilings, no textured walls like that. If you do have those, we do give you the screws. So we give you both options, whether it's the screws, you have a screwdriver. If you don't have a screwdriver, that's why we use the 3M adhesive tape. And Samurai's been doing this here at HSN for over 4 years and over 500,000 home and safety items. And they're even choosing a specific tape designed to be withstand high temperatures, but also to be able to stay there for 10 years. So when you end up getting a Samurai smoke detector, this isn't the cheap thing that you see on the store shelf. This is all quality, from the tape to the battery, even that sensor that's on there that just got tested to ensure that this is going to last 10 years. And it is that next generation photoelectric sensor. It is a smarter sensor, Adam. And for me, I would rather have the latest generation protecting me and everything that's important to my house.
My family trusts them. I would love for you to get them so you can feel that sense of security and that peace of mind. Heck, I don't think anybody would mind me saying that if you only buy one thing tonight, for heaven's sake, buy the smoke detectors. We can't gamble. We can't take a chance. If your smoke detectors are older or they don't even have batteries in them, we have to upgrade. And I love what Joe said. So many times you buy something and it arrives in a box and you think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to build this, I'm gonna have to install this, I'm gonna have to have somebody help me. No. When you get this home, it comes with that 3M disc, and you will be able to put this on the wall instantly. You peel one side, you stick it on. You then stick it to that smooth finish on the wall, and you are good. So of course, right out of the gate, you know that you are more protected today than you were yesterday. We're only 5 or 6 minutes in, and again, we're seeing what happened in the last hour. Maybe it's because they're normally $30 each, and you're getting 3 for $49, but we are extremely busy. I've done these shows for many years, and I don't remember seeing it this busy at 1:10 on a Tuesday morning. I would ask if you go to hsn.com, that'll be your fastest way to secure it. Heck, if you just want to call us, we'll get to you as fast as possible. But before you go to sleep tonight, do not forget to order these. I'm not sure how many will be left by the morning hours. Again, normally 1 is $30, so 2 is $60, 3 is $90. We're doing all 3 for $49.99. So it's a tremendous value. Heck, the money you're gonna save just on batteries alone is huge. Because you think about what 10 years worth of I can't even pick it up. 10 years worth of batteries would cost you. That's gotta be about $100. So the money that you will save with this advanced 10-year battery is through the roof for sure. Joe, it's about protecting every area of our home and knowing that once it's done, you are safe and secure for a decade from now.
You're exactly right, especially when you think about all the spots that we hang out. This is just our living room, where maybe this is where guests come over. Maybe this is where you relax and read that book. You're supposed to have one in every major living space of your house. Can you sit in your living room and say, yep, there's my smoke detector? If you don't, that's why we give you a 3-pack, because for most of us, we don't have enough protection. And especially this time of year, as we're bringing more stuff into our house, it creates a lot of heat. And also as we add more electronics, all that stuff it's all dangerous in the long run. This gives you a chance to protect these living spaces. But then also the kitchen. Kitchen is the obvious place, but you shouldn't have one in your kitchen, because then you have a lot of smoke, you have a lot of fire that comes from the kitchen, but you should have one into the hallway that leads up to the kitchen. And all you need to do, 12 inches from the ceiling, put it on the sidewall, put it on the ceiling, it will be there forever. Kitchen's a great space to go, but then you think about the other space. You have a family room where everyone gathers to watch TV. You watch the game. Maybe this is where you relax and you have that television there. Maybe that's where you watch this right now. Can you look and see a smoke detector? If you don't have one, your house isn't up to code. Your house isn't safety enough. Another reason why to buy it. But then as you start walking around, by the way, notice the one Adam hung up. If you want a little HSN Easter egg, as you watch the different shows, you will see this there as the weeks, as the days, as the months go by. But then the other thing, Adam, this one in our living room, as we start walking to the hallway, you need to have one in every major hallway that leads in here. Adam put this up just about a year ago. Keep watching the shows. You will see these around there. But that's the thing. It's small, it's compact. You've been watching HSN, but you didn't even know that was there. But it's protecting the studio, it's protecting your house, it's protecting your space. So Adam, if you just have that one smoke detector that came with your house, maybe your house already had a couple. Every bedroom needs to have one, every major hallway, every major living space, it's all code to have them in there, because a fire can start anywhere. And if you're sleeping at night and there's a fire that's in the back of the room, but then you're in the front of the house, you don't even know it, that's where the dangerous things happen. But when you hear this loud 85 decibel sound, if there's a fire in the back of the house, you're going to hear that in the front of the house. 85 decibels is incredibly loud. And by the way, this is the only thing you have to do every 6 months. Unlike buying a traditional smoke detector where you take that battery out every 6 months to replace it, with this one, the battery is a 10-year battery. You just hold down that test button right there, hold it for a couple of seconds, and it releases that 85 decibel alarm. See the smoke, even it starts to flash at you as well. But the reason why that alarm is a little bit different is because it starts low and goes high. Because it doesn't know what is your ear type, what is your hearing. Do you hear the low sounds? Do you hear the high sounds? When you hear that sound, it's not a false alarm. Adam, that truly is an alert. Time to get out of the house.
Joe, you're going to have a very early day today. We're heading towards 3,500 sold. Wow. And with hundreds and hundreds of orders coming through, we'll be very close to 4,000 by the end of this hour. It's an extremely important day to get your Samurai smoke detectors. These are not back this year. There is no other chance to buy them at this value at all. There is no reorder. There is no other offer that is anywhere near as strong as this. Heck, it's a $90 package. The problem is they're doggone expensive. This photoelectric sensor technology is way too expensive in the market. And when Samurai broke the rules and broke down that barrier and said, we're gonna do this technology at an affordable price, America reacted and 500,000 were sold. We have done today the biggest offer ever. $90, $49 and change gets you all three of them. I want to take a quick time out. There's one other product that you should consider, and it's the second best-selling product from Samurai. It's their carbon monoxide detectors. Joe, we're doing a 2-pack on special tonight.
So important.
Why do I need carbon monoxide detectors? What is even the problem with carbon monoxide?
Well, carbon monoxide, you can't see it, can't taste it, can't smell it, but a lot of bad things happen when you start to breathe that in. And the most common symptom of carbon monoxide poisoning is you feel like you have the flu, feel like you have a cold, you go to sleep, and then unfortunately people don't wake up. Anything that burns, anything that generates heats, our stoves, our ovens, our space heaters that we have in our house right now, even if you're running that fireplace to keep your house warm, that all creates carbon monoxide. If you don't have proper ventilation, Adam, it builds up, and then bad things start to happen. This is the easiest way to do it. By the way, code for 2024 is every carbon monoxide, every 750 square feet of your house, and also every level of the house. So if you don't even know where your carbon monoxide detector is, you probably don't have one, you definitely need to pick these up today.
All over the TV, the news, the media, the radio, magazines, carbon monoxide poisoning, it's known as the silent killer. You don't know until it's too late in so many cases. Just what Joe said, if you don't even know where your carbon monoxide detector is, oh my gosh, buy a set tonight, especially while they are on special. The other thing that I don't often talk about because it was so harrowing is that about 12 years ago, I was in a fire. We were renting a condo in St. Petersburg. You remember this story, Joe, from the beginning. And there was some work, the landlord had sent in some workmen to change some things in the kitchen. Right. And they had come in and they had put down some paper on the countertop and then they'd gone for lunch. We'd walked out the bedroom. The kitchen was on fire, Joe.
Oh my
Somebody had nudged the stove and the paper had set alight.
It happens so fast.
You don't realize until it's too late. Everything's fine until it isn't. And please, God, you are never in that situation. But we have got to protect ourselves. That's why no kidding around, no joking around. This is a serious product. But, you know, maybe it takes a today's special to nudge us in the right direction to get it. You can't gamble with your life. You can't gamble with your loved ones. You can't leave that smoke detector on the ceiling without a battery in it. You can't leave it not working properly. Get a set of smoke detectors that work for you rather than against you, that will work for you for 10 years without hassle of having to change the battery, that won't go off every time you're cooking a nice meal, that won't go off every time you're taking a hot shower. Smoke detectors that are more accurate and more secure. Smoke detectors that, quite honestly, look a lot better as well. They're sleeker and smaller. They look different because they are different. The team are letting me know we have a hard 13 minutes, and that is it. Are we 3,300 sold yet? Dre, is that? We're nearly 3,300 sold, and again, still a fair number of folks on hold. I've never seen anything like this at 1:17 in the morning, and it's just testament to how powerful this offer is. Folks, if you are wanting it, if you are out tomorrow, if you're going to work tomorrow, there will be none left. Grab it while you can. It is our best-selling fire and safety product of all time on HSN. And Joe, when it comes to safety, price should not be the barrier.
It should be, especially when you go to the store, that's what happens. You're looking at all these different options. You're like, well, why is this one $30? This one is $50. But why are they all those big sizes? They're all this big because the sensor in here is from 1972. That's when this design first came out. And when you think about that, it's 2024. That's 50 years ago this technology came out. What do you want protecting your house? Do you want something that's 50 years old, or do you want something that's the latest generation? Because with these, when you think about it, if this goes off right now, you know, it's 1 a.m. What happens at 1 a.m. when you're trying to get some sleep and this goes off? You take the battery out. And then you're like, I'll get the battery tomorrow. And then it turns into another week. And then before you know it, weeks have gone by and you don't have a working smoke detector because you just want to get a good night's sleep. With this, there's no battery to change. With this one, there's no ladder to climb up. With this one, there's no 1 a.m. just rip it off the wall because I want to get a good night's sleep. When you first notice it, the battery's already installed. There's no battery to ever buy. The battery's already in there. It's a little plastic tab that you take out. That starts day one. Then you never have to touch it again. You know that it's going to be there. It's going to blink every once in a while to let you know that it's working. And if you want to test it, you hold down that button. It's that loud 85 decibel sound. That's what you need to do every 6 months. You don't have to change a battery. You don't have to worry about it whatsoever. That's all you need to do. Now, if you do have 3 of these, just like we're giving you a 3-pack today, and you have to change that battery every 6 months, I'm not the one that says it. Even the manufacturer on the backside, they say change that battery every 6 months. Well, let me show you what 3 of them in 10 years of batteries will look like. It looks like this. Now, today's pricing, and I know everyone's a little bit different, mine's $97 in the Tampa area to buy 10 years worth of batteries. $97. Look at the price of today's special. It's almost half the price.
Yeah.
And in 10 years, these batteries are not going to be $97. They're probably going to be $120, $130. The price of batteries just keeps going up and up. But think about that. Beyond just the cost of batteries, that's 10 years of going back and forth to the hardware store. That's 10 years of going up and down that ladder. That's 10 years of trying to find somebody to change that ladder. But it's also putting batteries into something that's 50 years old.
Yeah.
Adam, this is all you have to do. You take off the back, you pull that tab. That's how simple it is. We give you 2 ways to mount it. The sticker, that 3M adhesive tape, it's industrial. It will stay there as long as you hold it for 30 seconds. Make sure it's 12 inches from the ceiling. It will be there for 10 years.
Yes.
And when that fire happens, that smoke detector will go off. If you want to mount it on the ceiling, you can also mount it on the ceiling. Whether it's that adhesive tape or the screw, as soon as you place it there, it is there for 10 years, giving you protection. Think about what's in your house. It's all those more important things that we love. It's our family. It's the things that we buy, that we collect. It takes just a split second to have a house fire, but it also takes a split second for the smoke detector to say, there's something bad in this house, and it's time to get out of the house. So when you hear the sound, know that it's not a false alarm.
No.
It's not the battery that's run out. It is a true safety hazard that's in your house, and it's time to get out.
Please God, it's never an issue, but you just can't take the risk. Everything improves and everything gets better, and smoke detectors have changed and they are more advanced. This is a smarter smoke detector. So that's why it's important that on this one day of 2024, you got a giveaway offer. Remember, you can go on hsn.com right now. One of them is $30. It's $29.99. $29.99, $29.99. So $30, $60, $90 instead of $3. Look there, thank you, Dre. That all day, every day, all day long, they sell at $30, $30, $30. Instead of 1 for $30, you get 3 for $49.99. I'm so proud that the team were able to do this. Not only is it our #1 selling safety product in the world of smoke detectors, I'm with you every Monday night and have been for over 12 years. This is our most successful product ever, our most highly reviewed product ever. And this day is the only day of the year where you get just this irresistible value. The team from Samurai are here tonight in Green Room 6. Everybody excited to be able to share technology at what we believe to be one of the biggest values in the United States of America. We don't think anybody has been able to do what Samurai has been able to do. And that's why 4,000 will be sold by the time Joe and I sign off in about 8 minutes. So we're about to hit 3,400 sold. We see you. So forget that. We're about to hit 3,500 sold. Don't forget your carbon monoxide detectors. If you don't know where a carbon monoxide detector is in your home, you've got to get one. We're doing a 2-pack tonight on special offer. Joe, you said carbon monoxide poisoning. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it.
You can't smell it, then start breathing it in, especially all the rooms that surround the cars, all the garages. That's where that carbon monoxide lives. And these times of the year, our houses are clamped down because it's so cold, you're not letting that house breathe. And what happens is that carbon monoxide builds up. You fall asleep, and unfortunately, sometimes people don't wake up because it happens so quickly. There are even stories constantly in the news where hotels don't have carbon monoxide. People have had carbon monoxide poisoning from an air conditioning vent. Anything that burns creates carbon monoxide. Make sure that every 750 square feet or every level of your house, you have a carbon monoxide detector. Perfect time to get your smoke detector and also the carbon monoxide.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a one-stop shop. It's a one-time solution. We take care of carbon monoxide poisoning, please God, and also, of course, fire and smoke safety is right there along with it. I see you. I know it's late, and I know we're really busy. Again, it's a joy to do these shows, but I have not seen this number of folks ordering in such a long long time at, 23 minutes past 1. If you're heading to work in the morning, if you're heading out to see friends or family, please order yours before you go to sleep. We do not expect these to last the day as we now head towards that 4,000 mark, far outpacing our expectations. The thing that I'm not worried about is you installing it. That's the one area where Samurai focused in, because so many times it's like we need somebody to help us with a toolkit. You use the 3M disc, you stick it to the wall, 12 inches from the ceiling, you hold it there for 30 seconds on a smooth surface, and you are good to go. So as soon as these get delivered, you put them up and there's a sense of relief, a sense of just, I suppose, peace of mind, knowing that now you're more protected. What are the facts? Well, we know that older homes, more than 10 years old, inevitably, the fire detector, smoke detector, it's probably out of date, you need to renew it. Has somebody painted over it? Does it have a battery in it? Does it look like it's very dusty up there? Does it look like it's gonna give you accuracy? Because if, God forbid, a fire broke out, you cannot take chances. Joe, I get that crazy look in my eye because I've been through a fire situation.
Sure.
I know you have as well. It's something where life is wonderful until it isn't.
You're right.
Fires happen every day of the week. You don't want it to be you involved. If, God forbid, a fire were to break out, you need to be alerted, and Samurai will make sure to do that.
Well, if you have these that are sitting at your house and it's not this white, if it starts to yellow, or you don't even know when it was installed, the sensors in here, and to be frank, these sensors in your Samurai, they're meant to be replaced every 10 years. And that's not Adam and I saying that. That's the U.S. Fire Administration. FEMA actually says smoke alarms should be replaced 10 years. The problem you run into is, think about what your shelves look like, think about what your tables look like if you don't dust them. Imagine what it looks like after 10 years. These are collecting dust and dander and debris. They lose their efficiency after 10 years. That's why you need to replace them. The other thing that FEMA says that you need to do is you test your smoke detector every month. Most of us, we don't even do it. We don't want to get up on the ladder. You don't want to change the battery. We want to make it super easy for you. All you have to do is you hold down that button right there. Now every month, we recommend every 6 months, whenever you're comfortable with it, you hold down that button. It's that loud 85 decibel sound. Everybody in every room of the house, whether it's in the basement, whether it's upstairs, whether it's across the house, they will hear that ear-piercing sound. Because notice that it's not just a beep, it starts low and it sweeps up. It's a sweeping sound. They do that on purpose because sometimes we hear the high levels better than we hear the low levels, or vice versa. So everybody in the house is going to be able to hear that. When you have a traditional smoke detector that was designed in the 70s, you don't get that whatsoever. When you have this design, it is so cheap to manufacture because it was designed in the 70s. The sensor in here is that big, but when we still say cheap, this is still $25 for the cheapest version, and those are the builder grade versions. When you go to the store, a lot of times these are $40, $50 for one, but it's that 1970s technology. When you see your Samurai for the first time, you're thinking, well, why is it so much smaller? Because it's not 1970s technology. It was actually developed less than 8 years ago. It is the latest generation, something called photoelectric sensor that's in there, that is analyzing the air hundreds of times per second to know that if there's smoke particles, if there's fire particles, if it detects that, what are you going to hear? You're going to hear that loud 85 decibel sound. So for me, Adam, what are my options? I can trust something from 1970, or I can trust something that's the latest generation. For my family, for my safety, Adam, it's going to be Samurai every single day.
And notice how good they look. I mean, you put them on the ceiling or the wall. They're so small, they're so discreet. They so, I suppose, blend into the decor more than the old-fashioned ones. Here's the one I put up in the last hour. Again, it looks fantastic. You can do that as well. It's simply stuck there with 3M, that 3M disc that's included. It's easy and simple and wonderful. I'm very conscious of the time. I know we're running out of time. About 3 minutes left before Joe is sent home to bed, before he has to return in the morning. We have covered all the big points, the newest, greatest, most expensive technology, the convenience of a 10-year battery life, less false alarms, more accuracy. And when smoke detection's involved, you want that accuracy. Reliability is so important. Yes, it's sleek and compact. We know it looks good for sure. what you have is a product that maybe potentially could help with your home insurance policy. Call your home insurance policy company and say, hey, I've added extra smoke detectors. Perhaps there'll be a discount. Remember, you're going to save nearly $100 in batteries, and just for the price of one of these, that's normally $30, $30, $30. So that's $90 all day long. We're at $49 and change for an entire 3-pack set. I have them in my home, and that's why I'm really enthusiastic to talk to you about them, very passionate about them. I was excited when the Samurai team launched and they said, listen, we know people are not buying this technology because it's way too expensive. We know people are buying the old stuff. Samurai went to town to change that, to solve that, to recreate that, to take a product that was out of reach and make it affordable so every family, every home in America can have the newest, greatest, and best technology at an affordable price. Now, don't get me wrong, at $90, that is way less than you would typically spend in a store. But to get the 3-pack for $49 is worth every single penny. I can't say enough good things about them. $36.50 now sold. I have another 400-500 orders coming through. Joe, it's a big night. It's years in the making. Our best offer ever and anywhere.
It really is, especially when you think about Samurai. This is all they do is create home and safety products. And since we're here at HSN, over 500,000 of them have been sold here at HSN. And this, by far, is one of the most popular because it's something we all need. It doesn't matter if you live in a house, a condo, an apartment, if you're renting or you're owning, you need to have smoke detection. And if you only have one of these in your house, you're not protected. There should be one in every bedroom. There should be one in every major hallway. There should also be one in every major living space. That's only code, but also put them in your basements, your laundry room, in your garage. You can never have enough protection to give you peace of mind. And Adam, once you install this, you don't have to replace it again for another decade, really 10 years worth of peace of mind.
You don't need to think about it, which is what's so wonderful. Before we let Joe go, I do want to quickly turn our attention and focus to the carbon monoxide detectors. We're doing a 2-pack tonight on